Good morning, and it's Thursday. It's 7, and it's Crisandro, and just a quick rants video, really, just to discuss the weekend that was, which was a very busy weekend for me, which saw me taking two matches, reach a milestone as well, and see two fantastic performances, which resulted in differing fortunes for both men and women. Um, but first, we'll start on the milestone, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the Sunday when Spurs women took on Leicester City, and was a good game. Well, after the running of everything, really, the league after running it a long time, and Europe so far behind, they kicked off that game 13 points behind Manchester United, who were fourth. So I didn't really see who was how many points to third, because as soon as that happened, I just kind of thought, yeah. Plus, Manchester City had an easier game that way, so I'm sure they would have qualified ahead of Manchester United for Europe. Um, and then other games, Chelsea taking on West Ham, I believe. No, Arsenal visiting West Ham, and Chelsea were at home to Manchester United. Um, those two were fighting out for the title. Chelsea top of the league, of course. Arsenal second. Um, but we're only going to go into that because it doesn't really interest me at all. Uh, but yeah, so the 50th visit to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for me, and it was nice. It was a good carnival atmosphere. I shall link the video up here for the Arsenal game for the Tottenham game against Leicester. That was entertaining outside and in. I've seen I'm not quite sure the little guitar players as well that will walk you through the concourse and having a well of a time. The beatboxer, I forget her name. I do apologise. I forget her name. She was inside, but as soon as I turned up, she'd finished beatboxing, and the guy doing his trick shots and whatever. It was a good carnival atmosphere. Everyone that was there to have a lot of fun. A lot of kids that were there. It was brilliant. It was fantastic. And then the women came out and completely smashed Leicester. It was a 1-0 thrashing. It really was. We were all over them. Leicester had a rallied midway through the second half, and they had a couple of opportunities, but they didn't really test us as much as we tested them. We had some decent opportunities, one-on-ones. Ale, I remember having a one-on-one. Ashley Neville having a one-on-one as well, and I think Nas had a couple of chances. Long-range shots. Harrop from 30 yards out, our central defender, hitting the post with that shot. Bartrip as well having a long ranger. Um, it was fantastic. It was just what you expect to see from Spurs, just completely and utterly battering them. And then we were unfortunate to go in 2 or 3 up at half time, and that's where the issue lies really. By the second half, we started off very well. Inside 4 minutes, I think we had a corner, and then it was headed clear. Niles came in down on our nearest to us, so on our right hand side, and crossed a peach of a ball for Neville to head in, and I was kind of lucky enough to get that shot. So that's on the film as well. Um, and we just grew from strength to strength. We had enough opportunities there to put the tie to bed, and then when Leicester rallied and caused us a few issues, it was kind of worrying at that point. But we managed to see it through and have another few opportunities ourselves, and the scoreline doesn't do us justice. We absolutely annihilated them. It was a 1-0 thrashing. It really was. And then, of course, we had the parade, the end of season parade, the players getting their awards, and congratulations to Ashley Neville really for picking up a couple of awards, as well as the player of the match as well. So she's had a good game, a good day, and she had a very good season, very good season, and she's just grown in strength to strength throughout. Started off as a conventional left back, well, fullback I should say, but she's pretty much all over the place. And then just kind of like, and then we moved to the wing back system where we started playing the you know the fullback players further forward, and she excelled in that, getting forward quite a lot, doing very well, and it was good to see. It was very good to see, and I've nothing more admiration for her. Because she's grown from strength to strength. It was her. I think she's been here 5 years, and she was growing, getting better and better each season. Um, and I did have kind of like a few words to say, and it's just because our high standards, you know what I mean. But I never doubted her ability, um, and she deserves the accolades that she gets. And yeah, yeah, well done to her. Um, Also, Bartra got an award as well. Um, it was good. I'll link that one right there as well, so you can all see that one. That's the end of season parade. Um, it'd be good if the stadium was full because then I'll have a proper lap of honour, um, which is what we need to start having in the women's game, especially at the end of the season. So just everyone's coming towards one side because that when you see the men's end of season parade, which we will see this Sunday when we take on Burnley, um, you'll see the lap of honour around the stadium, and that's exactly what the women should have because they only open up two ends in both stadiums actually, in the Hive and also in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when the women play there, and we really do need to. Actually, I don't see why we couldn't open up. I mean, that whole end was kind of full. I'm sure they wanted to open to sell more tickets. They could have done. So, so it was kind of sad to see them all just bunched up on one side. But the time is coming. The time is coming where there will be parity with men on that score, and you'll see it in the European Championships when England hosts the European Championships. All ends of the stadium are open then. So I look forward to seeing that. Going to a few games in that one as well. But back to Spurs. So it was a good end to the season. We finished fifth in the end, and with Manchester United losing to Chelsea. They were leading 2-1 at half time in that game, from what I believe. They lost to Chelsea, and so I mean that bloody Chelsea won the title. And it also meant that because of our victory, we closed the gap to just 10 points. But it is a sign that we're going up and up. I mean, ignore that 10-point gap. It's a sign that we're going up and up. It was the highest finish in the WSL last season. I think we finished we finished in 8th, wasn't it? So moving up place, and I know we just finished in the end 10 points behind Manchester United, who were 4th. I'm not quite sure how many points they were behind 3rd place Manchester City. But that's the aim that we have to. That's the aim that we have to try and bridge that gap between ourselves and 3rd spot. The Quad will try and challenge for the European places, and eventually, like I said in the video, try and challenge for the title. Because I believe that we can do it. I believe that if we believe that we have the right manager there, former England manager Rantz Skinner. She is taking us places. She really is, and if she's given the proper backing in the summertime, who knows what we can achieve. I mean, we brought in a few of the ex-Arsenal players. To try and bolster the squad, to try and get us up to that next level, because they had the experience of being professional footballers at the top level, and so we had a few of like the likes of Schneider back. I know she didn't play on Sunday, and a few others, but we need to get a bit more of that experience, and we need to get more of that the increased level to just complement the players that we do have, and also we need to get that striker, which is I've been banging on about, because Sunday was a prime example where we were battering Leicester. Even the game before, where we took on Arsenal, and we had a number of decent opportunities before, well, either side of Arsenal scoring, and we didn't take them. Decent opportunities. We would have scored at least 1 or 2 that game, before, even if Arsenal did score 3. Well, against Leicester, we should have scored about 5 or even 6, and that's no exaggeration. We should have wiped the floor with them. So that's why we need. Because we're creating chances, and I don't think creativity is the issue, and obviously we'll miss Kate Graham in that aspect as well. But we can drive forward and can find a point as eye for a pass, but we need someone to put that ball away, and that is desperately needed, And so we had to try and address that in the summertime, and I hope that we do that, and if we do, then I'm looking forward to seeing what we can achieve come the end of next season. And see how close we can get to challenging for the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City for the title. So that was that. The day before, we were at Anfield, for what was a very big game. I haven't won at Anfield since 2003, I believe. And I arrived late, as you might have seen. I'll link the video right there as well. So I arrived late for that one, and so the first half we played really well. It was the same side. I'll say same. Kulusevski started in place of Lucas from the last match. Kulusevski, I don't know if he was dropped or rested, but with this game in mind. But he started today as opposed to on the bench the last time out, and we played very well. I mean, I heard Klopp complain about our style of play. We went there, we frustrated, and we tried to hit them on the break. They didn't have a meaningful shot on target. Well, Luis Diaz did have a shot on target, which Lloris actually had to save. That was one shot he had to save. Van Dijk struck the crossbar from a corner with a header, but that's not counted as a shot and goal, is it? So they only had really one shot and goal, and with all the possession that they had, and we had the better chances in that first half. Højbjerg striking the posts, which doesn't count as a shot and goal, I know, but Kulusevski having an effort as well. We had some decent chances, and which made them a bit worried. And that's just the way you have to play against Liverpool, because they will try and press you, they will try and stifle you, they will try and hog the ball, and will try and bulldoze you. So Klopp's idea of us just opening up for them and just playing playing a soft football that will help him win, never going to happen. Second half, played very well as well. It's much more the same, really. They couldn't break us down, and I'm struggling to try and think of a chance that they had in the second half. I haven't seen the highlights back. I'm just going back from memory here. But then we took the lead. It was a nice flowing bit of football. Klopp enjoyed that because it was actually good football. Started by Kane, who I think was kind of lukewarm again that day, and but he fed the ball through onto Kula, was the other way around. Was then what's the Kulu, and then he came down our left, and then passed the ball into Sonny, who pretty much had no one around him, and he tapped it in for an easy goal. 1-0. We had another opportunity as well at that point where we could have actually made it 2, but and then this just shows how unlucky we usually are at Liverpool, where we were keeping everything out, and then Luis Diaz comes up, strikes the ball from distance. It was right in front of us, so I can see the trajectory of it. It was going straight for Lloris. It was coming through the group of players, going straight for Lloris, and unfortunately, Rodri's foot came out and deflected it, and it went into the bottom right-hand corner of Lloris's goal. Unlucky. It was not. I mean, I don't think it was deserved. We had a lot the better chances, and then that was just summed up right at the very end. You might see in the video where I'm complaining about why he didn't go for goal, or if he was going to square it, why didn't he just hit it to Kane? There was a weak header by Højbjerg. We played so well. That was in the last minute as well. So Højbjerg just powered his head. I'm not quite sure why he tried to pass it anyway, because it was right in front of the goal. Just powered it in. He would have scored, and that would have been 2-1. We would have been a deserved win, and. But again, it's a case of rare when it comes to trips to Anfield. We had so many decent opportunities to win for the first time since 2003. You can forget that game where Bergwijn had 2 decent opportunities to score, and then Liverpool turned it around and won 2-1. That seems to be the way things go. We take the lead, and then Liverpool scored 2 goals, but they couldn't even muster a decent shot on target. I know that's the Luis Diaz shot because it hasn't one on target, but would have gone straight to Lloris. And that would have been it. So we come away with a point in that one, and then now tonight is the game against Arsenal. For many people, is the big one for Champions League. The way I see it, and I know I'll be called boring, and I know people ignore it, and it doesn't matter, because as long as I'm staying true to myself and what I believe really that our top flight football should be. But that will be. I mean, Chelsea won last night, so I don't think we can catch. Well, we can still mathematically catch them, but realistically, it doesn't look like it's possible. So a win tonight will go a point closer to Arsenal or above us, and then that will cut the gap. I think they now have Chelsea now have 70 points. We will have 65 in that case, with 2 games to go. So it is doable. We can still catch Chelsea. It all depends on their next games. I think they've got Leicester coming up, Chelsea. So we shall. It's all about winning our games, winning the remainder of our games, and then we shall see what happens. And Arsenal, they have Newcastle coming up in Everton after tonight. So not gimmies, as it were. Chelsea have Leicester. I can't remember who their final game is against. So we just have to get our results and then see how high we can finish. Finishing third will be a big statement. It will be a big statement. And then we'll hopefully recruit very well in the summertime. If you believe the stories that are coming out, we are looking at that already. Manchester City have already bought agreed with Erling Haaland a deal. It's all subject to personal terms now. Crazy how that. I didn't think you can negotiate outside of the window. There we go. The rules are just becoming blurred now. Who knows what the rules are? So if we start getting ours in order, so that then we can hopefully challenge the upper echelons of the table, get as close as we can to Liverpool and Manchester City next season, I'll be one happy guy. But it all depends, really. As Conte is showing what he can do with a squad that's not really his, and if he can finish third, that would be one hell of a statement. It's not ideal for me, I know that. I mean, you'll never see. I mean, I know it's weird to hear me talk about finishing third, but you know, it's just the cards that we're dealt right now is all about finishing as high as we can, and that is as high as we can finish as I think mathematically possible. So it is what it is. I'll have to make do with that, and then my hopes then will build up in the summertime. But yeah, tonight will be the Arsenal game, and once that happens, I'll link the video right there, as you can see, so that you'll just link to it as if you're watching this stream after the game. So we shall see. But the women's season ended on a high. Let's hope that the men's team can end on a high as well. It'll be. Well, I just want to see us just pick up all the points as we can, and then go again next season. And then we shall see how it happens. But that's the end of this stream. I'll be going to the game tonight, so hopefully I'll try and get the video out tomorrow morning, at the very least, early tomorrow morning. Try and get it edited on the train if I can, and if not, it'll be with you by Friday evening. So look out for that. And then Sunday, the end of season parade. After the match against Burnley, and then the next weekend is a trip to Norwich. So the men's season is winding down as well. Eventually, hopefully, proud of both sides, proud of both teams. Let's try and end this all in time, and have a good summer for both sides, and see what happens. Okay. So if you're going to the game tonight, I shall see you then. Come on, you Spurs, and you'll take care. Let's do this.